won't continue to hurt families like Isael Rivera. The man who was jailed in Massachusetts for refusing to let his children be vaccinated, has been given an exclusive interview from jail. Check this out.
They're recording us. I can record too, so it's fine.
Okay.
If you could just repeat what happened with the doctor, please, because this is critical.
Okay, so basically, the doctor just said he was going to report us for neglect if we didn't take the K-12 vaccine, which I said no. I looked into it. Not only is it against my religious beliefs, but I don't vaccinate my children. We're holistic, and they're all healthy and strong. And that vaccine specifically gives kids autism. I don't want to take it. And also we're switching hospitals because every single time that we call in here, it's always requested that we take it. We've already said it multiple times that we will not take this vaccine and that we don't vaccinate our children, so please give us the paper to sign. And they said, oh, it's okay. But then anytime we went there, they would pressure us, basically when we were in that room, pressure us. And that's why the last appointment, my wife didn't even want to go there. She said, can you go there, because I don't even want to handle it, because they're going to just pressure this vaccine on us again. So I went to them, and then the last time I went to them, I said, listen, I don't need to show you proof of where they've been because we're switching them, and I don't have to show you proof. My child's healthy. I brought him here myself to be seen. And then he said, well, and then as soon as I said we're changing doctors and we're not taking that vaccine, then his whole, just the way his demeanor, the way he was talking changed. He said, well, where has he been seen? Because we don't have a record. I said, well, I'm changing them. I'll give that information to the new doctor, because I'm not going to keep going through this abuse of you trying to force me to take this vaccine for my son, which I've told you many times that it's not going to happen. And he said, okay, well, I'm going to have to file a report as a mandated reporter unless you give me history of your son. Or unless you take this vaccine. And I said, what? Absolutely not. And I stood my ground, and I told him, call the police right now, call whoever you need to call right now, or check my son out. I'm leaving. And then he got the superior in there. I forget what her name was. She came in there, and she tried to calm the situation down between me and the doctor, and I guess explain his side of things. And I said, no, I will not vaccinate my child. And then they said, okay, well, we'll check him. We'll give you the bill of health. And then they did that. They checked him. They gave the bill of health, and then they let us go.
The irony of this story is that you said that the doctor checked out that the baby was otherwise fine. So that's what's really key here.
And then basically, I don't know, a couple of days or weeks from then, the harassment started with DCF.
At that point, you said to DCF, no, thank you. We don't need your services. You leave us alone.
I told them specifically, I don't consent, nor do I want a contract with your agency. Please leave me alone. I mean, I must have said that I don't know how many times, repeatedly saying, I don't want a contract, I don't consent.
So they said they needed to lay eyes on the children. That's an old trick of theirs.
Yeah, they used one child to get to all of them.
We need a home visit. Is that the word they used, home visit?
Yes.
Okay,
they were banging them.
And you said what?
I said, my children are 100% healthy, I don't consent, and I don't contract with you, and I don't want to in the future. Please leave me alone.
Okay, and so then they started surrounding the house and harassing you, and you all felt frightened because, police coming. You said they texted you, and you said, leave it in the mailbox, I know what it's about. What did you think it was about?
Well, I thought it was a home visit because they kept doing that for weeks. I thought it was just them just continuing what they were doing.
And so they surrounded him, and this guy who was protecting his family from the jabs was taken in. All because he took his child in to get looked at the hospital, and the doctor freaked out when he found out they didn't have the jabs. Breaks your heart. I hope this all starts ending someday soon.